welcome back to Budgets and Dreams. My name's Jen and I'm on a journey to pay off £27,000 worth of debt with a goal to pay off £10,000 in this year in 2022. Hello. I have just reached 800 subscribers and I can't believe it. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever, but I love it. I love the fact that you want to tune in, and so just a huge, massive thank you. I will be doing something for 800 subs to say thank you to you all, so be sure to tune in next week for some more information about that. This week I'm going to be doing my normal sort of check-in and cash stuff, and then I'm going to do a very quick debt update at the end of the video. I had been meaning to do a debt update for the past couple of weeks, but obviously I had COVID and now this weather, and my colleague is on holiday at work. So yeah, so there's just been lots of things that meant that I haven't been able to film you a debt update. So I'm going to include it on the end of this video, but it is going to be very brief so that I don't keep you all here for an eternity. So without further ado, let's get stuck into this week's affirmation. So last week's affirmation was, every challenge I face is an opportunity to grow, which I loved. If you want to hear my ramblings about that, do tune in to last week's video. So moving on, let's have a look at this week's affirmation. I am not restricted by limiting beliefs. That's a cool one. I'm not restricted by limiting beliefs. I really like that actually as an affirmation. I think that's great. So it might take a little bit of work for you, first of all, to kind of figure out what your limiting beliefs are. If you've not done that work before, that can be quite eye-opening. But yeah, in short, it's just all those things that you say I can't, and I shouldn't, and all those things really, and then just challenge yourself. So yes, I am not restricted by limiting beliefs. Let's just roll with that as it is. So that was this week's affirmation. So I'm going to go and do my usual what I've been up to this week check-in. If you're not interested in all the detail, feel free to skip forward to something you are more interested in, like HyperJar or cash stuffing, or even the debt update. But I'd love it if you could stay for all of it. That would be fab. Groovy. Right, let's get stuck into it. So Friday was the exciting day of all exciting days that ever there was, for my son went up in a glider in the sky. They went up to 2,000 feet and then, 2,000 meters, and then even higher if they caught a good patch of air lift, apparently. I don't know anything about gliding, but it was a really special day. I did have a mild panic as my son started taking off down the grass when I realised that I had absolutely no control over what was about to happen to my darling baby. So that was a bit of a moment, and then seeing him just gliding up in the air with a complete stranger was quite a thing. But we got through it. The most amazing thing was that my son absolutely loved it. He's terrified of heights, but actually had the best time in the glider. So yes, so my son is now obsessed with wanting to glide all the time. Not a cheap hobby, so he won't be doing it all the time, I can tell you that. But I will arrange for him to do it again, because it was just, what an amazing experience. It was just. So after gliding, we did actually go and spend that family fun money that I said we weren't going to spend, because we went and got a pizza to celebrate. My son was on such a high and I wanted to try and carry it on for him. I didn't just want to come home and just be like, oh, now we're back home after that super exciting adventure. So we went and got a pizza. It is what it is. I'm not going to go into too much detail about stuff because I've just rambled a bunch, but I did also get him an ice cream that day. I think that was earlier in the day. That wasn't to do with the gliding. And what else? There's just bits and bobs, really. I bought a bit of lunch on Sunday. We needed some medical bits across the week. And, that medical is actually an error. My husband had his GoHenry linked to the medical pot rather than his spending money, so that shouldn't be there. And then I bought some gifts, which I'll tell you more about another time. And yeah, spent some stuff in O stuff. So the reason why these have got asterisks, that was a really rubbish run through of my week, wasn't it? But it's because these asterisks all over the place is actually where we've had to get extra top up and extra groceries, but we've borrowed money from places. So when I do the cash stuff afterwards in HyperJar, I'm going to have to move money around. So top up owes home £3, which was from this mix here. Of 1811, which was a mix of like groceries and stuff, but we had to use loads of different jars to be able to afford it. So top up owes home £3, top up owes medical £4.20, which was the one here, and top up owes O stuff £7, which was this one here. So yeah, it's a bit of a muddle this week, so I'm just going to leave it there because I'm not entirely sure what all of these bits went on. It was bleh. So let's move on to the budget. And yeah, if you're new, I normally go into this in a lot more professional detail than I have today. Oh, sorry about that. I just realised we need to put a sticker on for the no spend on Monday. My husband is going to be furious with me for this video because he does all the editing, and this has been a nightmare this morning. Right, I'm going to move on to the budget before I lose my mind even more. So this is last week's budget. Pretty much as expected, only a few minor differences. So our starting balance was what we expected, 598, no extra income. The bills were over by £3.78. That was a mixture of one bill being £2 less than expected, one bill not going out at all, and one bill being about £8 more than expected. And it all balanced out to be £378 over budget. Debt, we did have a 91p charge for our overdraft interest that I wasn't expecting, but they've charged me, so what can I do about it? So that was just 91p, so that's okay. And the only other thing that was kind of off budget was this £9.55. So my husband accidentally used our debit card one day last week, in previous week's budget, before the 5th. But it didn't clear until after the 5th. And then I forgot to move the money out of HyperJar from groceries or top up to then cover that £9.55. So I've just decided rather than owe it, I'm just going to leave it. And so, yeah, so we were £9.55 over from an accidental debit card usage, but that's all right. So overall, we were £14.24 over budget, which I think isn't too bad. I'm always grateful for anything, as long as it's not like we've gone and splurged £5,000 on Amazon. I'm okay. So let's have a look at this week's budget. So that should be, yeah, so our ending balance for week 3 was £112.81. That makes our starting balance for week 4 £112.81. My husband isn't getting paid during this week. I'm due my salary, but not until Thursday, which is a bit awkward. So that's coming in. So our total income throughout this week will be £2,229.20. We've got just a little bills week this week, £51.10. And we're not paying much else out, actually. It's just HyperJar in cash. So we're going to be putting £155 into HyperJar, and I've got £165 here in cash that will pop into the binders. So our total outgoings for the week will be £371, and that means that our ending balance should be £1,858. So from budget to HyperJar. Here we are in HyperJar. Let's get stuffing. So first things first, we're going to be adding £70. No, that's a big lie. No, that's not. That's correct. £70 into groceries. I've already filled up the Asda trolley online, and we only need £70 this week, so that is super. Petrol is getting its usual £30 this week, no extra trips. Oh, the barbecue, forgot to let you know about the barbecue. It was great. It was just my immediate family and their children, and one of my very dearest best friends who came over as well. And we drank bright blue raspberry vodka, which was lovely. It was kind of like a WKD, but slightly posher, which I enjoyed. So yeah, that was the barbecue. We ate lots. It was fun. Top Up is getting its normal £20. And then Family Fun will be getting its normal £20 as well. And, oh, I haven't moved the spare change. I'll do that in a second. Family Fun's getting £20. I'm also going to be popping £5 into Home because it is completely empty and it feels a bit weird now having an empty jar, which is very strange considering until we started budgeting this way, we were quite comfortable with having zero money, in fact having minus zero money because we were always over our overdraft. And now I'm not comfortable if one of these pots doesn't have anything in it. Weird how time changes. Wants and needs. I need some more vape juice, so that is getting £10 as well. And so let's go back and move that spare change. So at the end of every week, I collect all the spare bits and bobs that's in the pots, round all the pots down to a 0, collect all the spare change and then move it into our anniversary pot. And that is for a meal out at Pizza Express of all the posh fancy places. I was in the wrong pot. So anniversary, add. I'm really having to concentrate now. 86, yes. So I don't know where I got to in my ramblings, but basically we're going to Pizza Express and we're going to have a lovely meal together. My son is going to stay with my mum and yeah, it's going to be a good night. So that is all of HyperJar stuffed. I do have to do the O's, so top up O's, multiple jars in here from extra spending that we did in the week, but I will do that off camera, so not to bore you. So that's HyperJar. Let's move on to some cash and we'll start with the penny challenge. Hola! So we have got the penny challenge and our dear Flossie to help us along. So in terms of leftover out of my out and about last week, we have £1.50, 70.90, £2 and 2 pence. And we've got our usual, oh no, I'm going to do this with a £10 note. £10 spending money, so I'm going to roll the dice and see how much of this £10 goes into my pocket and how much of it goes into the penny savings challenge. 4. Not awkward at all. Oh, that's so awkward. Right, okay, so I need to put £4 into the challenge, but I've got to try and make some change for this, and my brain can't figure out how to do that. One sec. Okay, I figured it out. This £5 is in the savings envelope of my personal spending binder, which is where all of this goes to when it's a note. So what I'm thinking is, if I put £10 into my savings and put this £6 into my purse, that works out, right? I'm pretty sure that works out. Somebody tell me if that's not quite correct, but I'm pretty sure that works. Yeah. Okay, so that means we have got 4 and the whatever I said here. Okay, so that means that we've got £6 and 2 pence to put into the penny savings challenge. If at any point any of this maths is like totally wrong, please let me know because I am having a nightmare of a day today. So £6 and 2 pence. Let's have a look what we can do. So I'm going to do one big one because I can. So minus 355. So we've got 247 left, and I would like to try and get rid of a few of those little ones as well. So let me just do the 355 before I forget. Cool, so 247, so minus 58 is 189. So we can safely do the 59. And we can do the 60, but if we do the 60, we should have 70 something left. Well, if we do the 60, we'll just have 70. So I'm going to do 58, 59 and £1.30. That's what I'm going to do. So 58, 59 and £1.30 is orange. £1.30. Cool. There we go. So that's the penny savings challenge. Let's move on and stuff some cash. Cool, hopefully everything is in shot. Let's start with the yellow binder as usual. And I have a new envelope to start this off today. It is a throwback. It is The Next Big Thing has come back to play. So my mum has booked our pantomime tickets for this year. We go to the panto every year. Anyway, it's really good fun and I need to save up for the panto so that I can pay her back the tickets. So that is getting £10 to start it off. So there you go. So into the usual routine. Birthday is getting 5. So I did have to juggle all the money around. So I've already done a bit of a note condensing so that I've got the right denominations for this week's stuffing. So I now have 25, 35, 185 for birthdays. That's 150 in the bank for my son and the rest for my husband's birthday. Car is just getting £10 this week because I've decided to sacrifice the car savings for the panto savings. So where the car was getting 20, I never finished colouring that in, I'll do that later. Where the car was getting £20 a week, it is now just going to get 10 until we've paid off the panto. So that now has 50, 70, 90, 110, 120, 130, which is super. I don't think I've ever had money for car emergencies ever in my whole life. Christmas is actually getting stuff this week. It's getting its usual 25. So I'll pop that in there. And that means we now have 50, 100, 50, 200, 50, 300, 50, 350, 370, 375 for Christmas, which is awesome. So I'll do a quick jobber on there and I'll finish that off later. O Clothes is getting nothing. We're good there. I've booked his shoe fitting, so that's good. O Clubs is getting 20, I think. Do you know, I just realised I'm doing this all from memory. I don't have a cheat sheet in front of me. Oh, go me. So O Clubs has got 20, 40, 60, 80, 120, 45. 145. We need just £5 more and we've hit our goal before all of the bills come in for the summer term. Oh, it won't be the summer term, will it? What is it after the summer holidays? Is it the winter term after the summer holidays? Answers on a postcard. School holidays is getting £10, so it has 30. That's for the half term. Tech is getting £10 as well. Let's pop that in the right order. So Tech has got 20, 40, 60, 75. Savings, nothing to do there. Reached 10k, we haven't made any extra payments onto the debts, so that's staying as it is. And now we have to stuff the Freedom Challenge. Whoop, whoop. So this week in the Freedom Challenge is I don't know, but I know it was the next one in here. Yeah, did that one. So it's 35, 20, 35 for the Freedom Challenge. And that means, and oh, these are just lush. And that means that we have just one envelope left to stuff in the Freedom Challenge before we get to unstuff it and put it towards debt. Eek! Just the £50 one to go. So we'll do that next week, hopefully. That's that for the Freedom Challenge. So let's move on to my personal spending money. Okay, here we go. So first things first, going out is actually getting some money today. It's getting £10. However, it's going to be very short-lived. I'm going out tomorrow afternoon with my dearest friend into one of the cities nearby. And this is going to go on coffees for the two of us. So this won't be here next week. Hair, getting its usual £10. I think I actually need to step this up a bit. So I've got 20, 30, £40 because I think I've got a hair appointment in like 2 weeks. But I will double check. But yeah, might need to step that up a bit. Retreat is getting £5 again today. Thought I might actually colour this one in. Not very well. I'm so shaky. So I've got new inhalers for my asthma. And they make me so shaky. I take them and then I'm like super shaky for like a good 3 hours afterwards. So they did take me off them, but my asthma got really bad again. And I said, well, I'd rather have shaky than bad asthma. So yeah, so Retreat is getting 5. So that now has 50, 120, 125, 130, 135, which is cool. And that means we have £5 left for our little roll the dice challenge that I'm doing. So here's the corresponding numbers. If I roll a 1, that £5 will go into my celebration folder, wherever it is, here. If I roll a 2, it will go into clothes. Anyway, I've changed number 6. Number 6 used to be wants and needs, which was in my HyperJar, but I have changed it because I really, really want loads of stuff off of Etsy. So what I'm doing is I'm using Simple Budget's Happy Mail savings that she sent me as a freebie when I ordered this beautiful dashboard from her. So I'm going to use this. I'm actually going to save up so that I can get myself some lovely things off of Etsy, because there are lots and lots and lots of beautiful things that people make and they're so clever, and I want me some Happy Mail. So I have included Happy Mail in the Roll the Dice challenge now. So I'm really hoping for a number 6. I'm not going to lie, but the universe has been having me put all the money into clothes lately. So let's see what will happen today. Clothes. You can't make this up. Oh dear. So, but it's good. I mean, I really do need to finish my wedding outfit for a wedding that I've got coming up in September. So yeah, I can't complain. So I've now got 10, 15, 20, 25 in clothes. I have found a little jacket thing online for £18. So I think I'm going to order that this week and see how that goes. So that might have gone down next week. But yeah, seriously, another 2. You can't make that up. I will very quickly just move on now to give you a brief debt update. Cool. Okay, so here we are for a bit of a whistle-stop debt update. If you would like a more in-depth debt update, feel free to go and watch one of my earlier debt update videos. We'll link one somewhere. But what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to give you the balance of how much we have paid off this month. So we'll scooty along over here. So these are our payments for this month. So paid this month, we've got the big loan was 503. My credit card was 110. So I actually bought some emergency Starbucks, and it was an emergency, mental health emergency Starbucks. That was £8 and something, but I put £10 on. So I paid £110 in. And then my husband's credit card was just the normal 100. So repaid this month 503 because the interest is already included. 101.90 because there was change from the £10 that I put in, and my husband's 100. So repaid this month was 705.36, and the total we have now repaid of our debt is £6,536. We are nearly a quarter of the way there. We are over halfway to our 10k goal for the year, and we're on track for that. But we are a quarter nearly of paying off our debt entirely, which is just mind-blowing. The big loan is actually over a quarter repaid, which is awesome. So yeah, so that is just the whistle-stop debt update this time. So we'll colour this in, and whilst I'm doing that, I will explain a little something. So I need to colour this up to 6,500, which will be, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 4, 5. So it'll be up to there. So basically, we have an extra debt. Before I started this whole journey with you guys on YouTube, my husband had to buy a new shed for the garden. Ours was a wooden one, and just one winter, last winter, it just completely decided to just rot and fall apart. So we've got a new shed, and my husband got that on like a buy now, pay later. Well, not even that. I think it was just on credit with Argos. No, it was buy now, pay later. That's what caused the problem. So anyway, he completely forgot about it, and so did I. So they started taking money from us a couple of months ago for this shed, which I hadn't worked into the budget, and anyway, so what I've decided to do, because we are on track of reaching our £10,000 for this year for our debt, what we're going to do is we're actually going to use the Freedom Challenge to pay off the shed. And then whatever is left, I'm going to put onto the big loan. But I'm not even going to bother putting the shed onto our spreadsheet on here, because it's just going to go in and come straight out again. I just cannot be bothered with the faff. So we're just going to pretend the shed never existed. So when I unstuff the Freedom Challenge, this one, when I unstuff this one soon, that money will be going onto the shed, and the leftover will be going onto the big loan and will count towards our 10k. The shed will not. That's just what I've decided to do. Anyway, that is absolutely blooming everything that I've got to tell you this week. I'm sure of it. I forgot to, kind of continuity error, I did bring Flossie on to replace the empty tray. So yeah, that is it. You guys are just awesome. I say it all the time, but I really, really do mean it. And huge congratulations to all of the new budgeters and YouTubers out there. I've watched a couple of you this week. A couple of names that come to mind was a Curious Budgeter, I hope I've got that right, and a Glorious Budget Day. good luck to you both. You're going to do fab. And to all the other new YouTubers who have spoken to me over the past few weeks, I'm sorry that I've not like done you a shout out. It's not intentional. It's just those guys were on my head because it was literally yesterday, I think, that I was chatting to them. So yeah. Oh, and also big massive thank you to Budget with Kerry. Thank you for the shout out. Means a lot, love. I've never done that in my life. Right, anyway, I'm done. I'm rambling. I've got excited. So, as a reminder of this week's affirmation, I am not restricted by my limiting beliefs. And no, you're not. And I love you all, and I will see you next week. Bye.